we need to make sure that it works. This is some crazy, crazy technology. I think it has a shot at being the most memorable product unveil ever. It has a shot.
Tesla is preparing a fully functional home that starts at around $8,000, and in many places, it can legally avoid traditional property taxes. And there is one detail in that sentence most people completely miss. This is not just about the price. It is about how the home is classified legally. What if the future of housing does not arrive through politics, banks, or decades of paperwork, but from the same factory logic that already builds electric cars? Because if this works at scale, it is not just a new product. It is pressure on the entire housing system. Most people do not want to live in a tiny house. Small spaces can feel restrictive and uncomfortable. But the moment you compare that discomfort to the cost of traditional housing, priorities shift quickly. Building a basic home in the United States often means spending hundreds of thousands of dollars before land, permits, utilities, and fees even enter the picture. That is why this idea is spreading. For under $8,000, this 300 square foot unit costs less than many used cars, and it is designed to break the default path of 30-year mortgages and lifetime debt. Here is a real-world way to feel the weight of that. Imagine a 28-year-old nurse paying $2,000 a month in rent while trying to keep up with student loans. She does not care about panel chemistry or factory robotics. She cares that a home can arrive on a truck, unfold in hours, and replace landlords with a one-time purchase. That emotional reality is what makes this concept powerful. Now we need to deal with the question that decides whether this is real or hype. How can Tesla make the tax and regulation angle possible without forcing buyers through the traditional real estate maze? The strategy centers on legal classification. If a structure is treated as a mobile housing unit rather than a conventional house, the rules change. In many regions, that classification can reduce permitting friction, avoid mortgage-style processes, and in some cases reduce or eliminate certain property taxes, depending on local laws. Here is the detail that changes the stakes. The product is not only a home, it is also a legal category. And there is one group that absolutely hates that idea, and it is not who you think. We will come back to that in a moment, because it becomes the main conflict standing between this concept and mass adoption. First, let us talk about the part people underestimate: manufacturing. Traditional homes are built outdoors, piece by piece, by multiple crews, on unpredictable schedules, with inconsistent outcomes. Tesla's approach flips that model. If Tesla applies the same large-scale manufacturing playbook it refined over years of high-volume production, homes stop being handcrafted projects and become repeatable products. That means walls, floors, wiring, plumbing modules, and energy components can be assembled in controlled environments. Not in the rain, not on chaotic job sites. In systems designed for consistency. Speed is not the only advantage. When a house is manufactured like a product, quality control becomes more predictable. Processes repeat. Errors are caught earlier. Materials are installed under the same conditions each time. That is how costs can drop without turning the home into something fragile. But building it efficiently is only half the story. You still have to move it. A normal house is not designed to travel, so the structure must fold, ship, and deploy without becoming a logistical nightmare. That is why this concept follows the foldable modular logic pioneered by companies like Boxable. Whether Tesla partners directly or simply adopts the same design principles, the goal is the same: collapse the unit flat, ship it efficiently, and unfold it at the destination. One truck, one home, and that single detail is what turns a tiny house into a scalable system. Now let us talk about materials, but only in the way that actually matters to you. Most people hear tiny home and imagine thin walls, cheap interiors, and long-term problems like moisture and mold. Tesla is clearly trying to avoid that by using durable structural framing and composites. tile wall systems designed to handle wear, humidity, and heat better than fragile, low-cost interiors. Here is the headline. The core surfaces are chosen to last for decades, not to simply look good on day one, and there is a moment where this needs to prove itself because skepticism is reasonable. Before anyone takes a home like this seriously, it has to be tested to the point of failure. Earthquake simulations, hurricane-level winds, temperatures swinging from deep freeze to desert heat. Early tests showed no structural failure. For a home near this price point, that is not a small detail. That is the difference between a novelty and a serious challenge to traditional construction. Now, the real shock is not the exterior. It is what it feels like inside 300 square feet. On paper, that sounds unlivable. In practice, smart design changes perception. High ceilings reduce the claustrophobic feeling immediately. The layout separates living, sleeping, cooking, and bathroom zones without wasting space. The main area is multi-functional. Seating converts to sleeping. Storage is hidden. Lighting is designed to make the space feel larger, not busier. Large windows bring natural light, while insulated glass helps with temperature and noise. For someone used to a dark rental with thin walls, this does not feel like a downgrade. It feels like control. The kitchen is compact, but it is built for daily life. Efficient cooking, smart storage, and minimal wasted movement. The bathroom follows the same approach: small footprint, clean layout, durable surfaces. And here is another twist that changes the economics. This is not limited to one unit, it is modular. If units can connect and stack, a starter layout can expand later. You begin with what you need, then grow when life changes. That flips the logic of traditional housing, where people often pay for unused space for decades. Now let us talk about the land problem, because this is where the concept becomes controversial. Tesla understands that land costs can exceed the price of the home itself. One path that is often discussed around concepts like this is designated community zones, where these units could be placed without buyers needing to own land upfront. There is also talk of temporary placement or leasing style models in early rollout phases, but any real version of that depends on regulations, utilities, and local approvals. This is where the excitement meets reality. Because this is not magic, not every city will welcome modular housing. Zoning laws can slow it down, local politics can block it, HOA can reject it. Utility hookups and sewage requirements can turn a simple delivery into a complicated fight. And that is the group that quietly hates this idea the most. Not regular homeowners, but the people whose power depends on housing staying complicated. Zoning boards, HOAs, banks that profit from 30-year loans, and landlords who benefit when there are never enough homes. Not everyone wants to live in 300 square feet, even if it is beautifully designed. Some people will hate the idea of communities filled with identical modular homes. The land problem also does not vanish just because a house folds up on a truck. But here is the key. If even a small percentage of people are allowed to do this, it still puts pressure on landlords, traditional builders, and the entire mortgage-driven housing model. That pressure can reshape pricing, policy, and demand. So the best question is not, is this real? The better question is, how many places will allow it? Because the moment enough regions say yes, the housing market has to respond. Affordable modular housing also has implications beyond the United States. It can deliver shelter quickly in places with weak infrastructure, reduce costs in dense cities, and give developing regions stable living conditions faster than traditional building. And there is one place where this design makes even more sense than it does on Earth. Through SpaceX, Elon Musk has framed long-term survival in extreme environments as a systems problem: energy, shelter, expansion, and logistics. A modular home that ships efficiently and scales through connected units fits directly into that vision. This project is not just about tiny houses. It is about manufacturing, legal categories, energy independence, and access. A small home built around a very big idea, so I want to hear from you. Could you honestly see yourself living in something like this? Or does it only work on paper? Do modular homes represent the future of housing, or just a niche solution for a changing world? Drop a comment with your real answer. And if you want more deep dives into Tesla's quiet projects that rarely make headlines, make sure you are subscribed, because what they are working on next might make this tiny house look normal.